All right, back with another video. As you can see, we got some 90s and 2000s R&B going on with some deadlifts and front squats. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of dudes getting together and listening to some R&B. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Just gets us all going, gets us ready for training, or at least it does for me. We got some chin-ups going on here, some weighted chin-ups. Did 30 pounds for 2 sets of 8. Elbow's still an issue, but we just proceed. We go forth. Just is what it is. I'll make an appointment at some point to get it checked out. Hopefully I just get a cortisone shot and just be done with it at this point. I have no interest in going through physical therapy or anything like that. Just not my cup of tea. We'd rather just get a cortisone shot and keep on rolling. Dad's shoes still in check. Did some leg curls here. As you can see, we're training at the high school that I work at. As I said in the previous video, I'm a weight training teacher and strength and conditioning coach at the high school. So 2 days a week I use our facility here, so I'm able to hit up with some leg curls, which I really like. Allows me to get some hamstring work without blowing up my lower back, especially going into deadlifts. The weight on here is inconsequential because all machines are different. The ratios are different from machine to machine. So if I told you the weight, it wouldn't really matter because you could find a different machine that would be a different ratio. So just banging them out, just trying to be relatively close to failure, trying to be around 3 reps in reserve. I can push these a little harder because they're just a single joint exercise. They're not going to take a lot out of me, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to train hard, get ready for deadlifts. Yeah, you can see my elbows bugging me from the video. Is what it is. Just is what it is. And as always, we're training the shoulders. Do I ever not train my shoulders? No. Looking at old pictures of me prior to when I started bodybuilding, just shoulders were terrible. So it's just always going to be something that I prioritize and train, especially in regards to just my size. I'm only 160 pounds, although I'm at 161 right now. So that's a big deal. I just want to try and make myself as wide as possible. So I'm always got shoulders. Here's Tyler. Tyler is talking to me about how much of a degenerate I am and how nice my wife is, which is not inaccurate. And he was, just talking about how that's probably why it works out so well. Because if me and my wife were both degenerates, I'd probably be divorced at this point. But she's the sweetest human being alive, and I am not. So we balance each other out. I actually filmed an extra set of these because I didn't film them first. So I actually did 40 pounds for 2 sets of 10 on this. I love this Bulgarian split squat variation because it just gets a bigger range of motion, which honestly is more so just from a standpoint of getting me ready for my deadlifts and or my squats, depending on when I'm doing this. It just makes my joints feel better, makes me feel more warmed up. And then here we are going to deadlifts. As I said in the squat video, my training max is super, super low. I almost feel embarrassed uploading the videos because these weights are so light. But again, putting ego aside, just trying to get ready for December. I would like to do a powerlifting meet, but I just can't find any near me during that time range. So I'll probably just test on my own in my garage gym. What do we got? We got 70%. We got 210 for 5. It felt like I had 20 reps in reserve. Just trying to move it with some speed. Joking around with Tyler about how fast I moved it because it is only 210. Moving on, 240 for 5. This also felt like I had a bunch left in reserve. I do pull sumo in meets, but I really like conventional deadlifts for building up my deadlift overall, even though I'm terrible at it. You can see how short my arms are. Deadlifts it's just that exercise that I absolutely despise. I hate it more than anything. I'm terrible at it, but we continue to do it just because it is such a beneficial exercise. So we continue to do it. Tyler's a much larger human being than I am. He could be moving more weight. But it's early in the morning. We're training here at the high school gym. It's early in the morning. So we're just trying to move around a little bit, get warmed up. And here's Big Jarrett. Jarrett's getting after it. He's had a lot going on lately. So the fact that he's still showing up and being consistent is a testament to him. He's been really getting after it lately, just from a business standpoint. So the fact that he's able to get up and get here and train. It's just, again, like I said, testament to his work ethic and being consistent, and also just trying to stick with what we talked about, which was kind of all training as a group and trying to help each other out. So hopefully training as a group's helping him out because it's helping me out. Hopefully helping Tyler out as well. I'm a big proponent of people training in groups if they can, but in this day and age, everyone wants to do their own shit, and everyone thinks they're like, as cliche as it sounds, everyone thinks they're a special little snowflake that has to do a different program. But in reality, if everyone's just working hard and the program's not stupid and there's some semblance of correctness, or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but as long as it's put together well, everyone's going to make progress, especially if they're training together. So we're just doing 5 through 1. We're just getting back to very, very basic things, which I think is good. Like Tyler here is a young guy. Tyler's 25. I'm 38. Jarrett's in his mid-30s. I think it's good that we have different age groups going on, training together. Hopefully that kind of helps us stay young, stay consistent, stay working hard, stay hungry, for lack of a better word. And then here's the top set. I did top set at conventional and then top set at sumo just to keep the skill work in there. I don't want to get too far away from the skill work of sumo. Otherwise, it just starts to feel bad. And sumo, I don't have to warm up as much. I kind of use the conventional to warm up. And then here we got some front squats. We ended up doing 2 sets, 170. I did sets of 8. Again, just trying to keep a lot of reps from reserve. Felt like I ranked it as 5+ reps from reserve, but in reality, it's probably like 8 to 10 reps from reserve. Tyler's cheering me on. I think he's also noticing, he always makes comments about my ankles. My ankles are probably the stiffest ankles on the planet, as he actually makes the comment on it at the end of this video, or at the end of this clip. He says, "Congratulations, I have the stiffest ankles in America." And then here I am talking about, I think it was basketball, as you can see, little basketball moves that did it to me. I think genetic had a place in it as far as my inflexible ankles, because I see it in my kids as well. But basketball and breaking my ankles and spraining my ankles definitely didn't help. So front squats become a bit harder. I could wear a raised heel, but honestly, I'm just at this point. Same thing with what I was talking about with the belt. I don't want to just bring all this equipment with me and rely on it all the time. So whatever. I'll just make it work. I'll take a wider stance. It's not something I'm really trying to push super hard. I'm just using it as a supplemental exercise. Honestly, I'm using the front squat to try and build my deadlift a little bit, especially for my lower back. It's a good way for me to build up my lower back, glutes, upper back, without it being so taxing like when I'm doing a deadlift. So I think front squats are very overrated. I'm sorry, I apologize. I think front squats are very underrated for building the deadlift without actually deadlifting. So maybe something you want to include in your program if you're looking for ways to build your deadlift besides just deadlifting all the time. Because honestly, deadlifting all the time, unless you're really built for it, can just suck. Like, it's deflating if you suck at it and you're just doing it all the time. It beats you up. Lower back's constantly sore, especially with how much running we're doing and things like that. Feeling your back tight and pumped all the time is not super fun. So front squats definitely help build my deadlift, or at least I think they do, based on looking at prior information in my logbook. So I'm going to continue on with front squatting in hopes that we get to December, the end of December, January-ish, when I decide to test my deadlift. And hopefully we see an increase, because I'm really not deadlifting that much. Deadlift volume is pretty low. Other than my stiff leg deadlifts, which I actually really like my stiff leg deadlifts as a supplemental for my normal deadlift as well. Here we got another front squat going on. I don't know what's going on with my outfits lately. I got some weird mix of 90s / dad stuff / middle-aged balding man shit going on here. But we're trying. You look good. You feel good. You play good. Got the prime mindset going on. Primetime mindset going on. What else we got? These actually felt decent at 170. I would like to be around 225 for sets of 8, but I'm really slow rolling it. Like I said, I have so many reps in reserve right now. Just trying to make sure that each session feels good, trying to take things day by day as opposed to, hey, I have to do this weight at this time. It's more so, let's focus on each individual session, see what is there, but also not push where we don't necessarily need to. A lot of times people with when they think about auto regulation, RPE, reps and reserve, they look at it from the standpoint of, hey, I feel really good, so therefore I'm going to push it, or I feel really bad, therefore I'm going to pull back. And I think that's totally fine, but I think when it's feeling good and then you constantly push, you can end up digging yourself into a hole, which I've talked about in other videos. So it's not an excuse to not train hard. That's not really my point. My point is, just because it feels good doesn't mean you need to, push the gas pedal all the way down. Just try and take it day by day or training session by training session. Do what you wrote down. Sometimes push, but not all the time. So everything's felt really good for me, but I haven't gone every session and push as hard as I possibly can. I'm trying to kind of push a little bit, pull a little bit, push a little bit, pull a little bit, until it's actually time to push based on what I wrote in my program. So we got some cleans going on here. My cleans have felt really good. Again, it's 135. It's nothing substantial, but it just feels cleaner and cleaner and cleaner and more crisp and more crisp and more crisp. And I'm just adding such little weight over time. And I think that's really been the key. And I didn't do that for a long time because you hear everyone, and maybe they're right, but you hear everyone, they're like, oh, you need to put a substantial amount of weight on the bar for any type of clean or snatch, because if you don't, you're going to end up building bad habits, or timing's going to be off, or you're going to get away with stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to get away with. And I definitely understand that, but for me, this has been so much better. It's been so much more so much less mentally taxing as far as I got to do this weight, I got to do this. This just has felt really good. And I think when you feel really good about things, it lends itself to better progress in the long term, which it has. I mean, is this great technique? No, but Jesus, this is so much better than it was when I first started back in the summer. But again, it was one of those things where I just thought so much about it. I was analyzing the crap out of everything I was doing, and everything just felt terrible. And also, I was just trying to ramp up weight each week instead of just getting lots of practice in. Try and look at your training, especially more dynamic skills like this, as sports skills. So think about how you would train sports skills and try and apply that to your training. And I know people would disagree with that, and that's totally fine. This is just my opinion. I think if people think about their lifting in the same way that they think about building sports skills, stuff would make a little bit more sense, be a little bit more digestible, and you'd see a lot more progress if you just treat it as a sports skill. So here's Tyler. Tyler's big thing was just not really making a lot of hip contact, or not hip contact, but high thigh contact. So I just kind of gave him a couple pointers about that. Not that I know what I'm talking about. And then we got more trucks going on. They still playing the same game, chasing around this truck. They're nuts. I always like to include the clips of the family. As I've said in other videos, just give people an idea that, we all got stuff going on. We all got families. We all got jobs. But still got to get training in. Still got to get family time in. Just a matter of balancing everything out. So hopefully we enjoyed the video. Keep watching. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let's get this type of video out in the ether a little bit more, so that the fitness industry can be a little bit better place and a little bit more helpful place, as opposed to as gross as it is right now.